What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down how wide receivers can catch every pass, starting with a jump ball. But before we get into this jump ball, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you'd like to get some work in with us this offseason, we are traveling out to 15 states across the country for 2-day-long QB and wide receiver training camps. So if you check out that link below, we are going to be coming out to San Francisco, Orlando, New Orleans, Charlotte, Dallas, the DMV, St. Louis, Honolulu, Boston, Cleveland, Austin, Seattle, Newark, Denver, and Los Angeles. So if you guys are local to one of those cities and would like to get some work in with us for 2 whole days, fellas, we'll have DBs out there. It's 8 hours total work. Check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to have you out. Let's get started. So first example, like I said, is how wide receivers can catch a jump ball. So this is myself mimicking a situation where we have inside shade press, or maybe like 2 to 3 yards off on the goal line. And there's a release that I'm working where I attack his leverage, and now QB's throwing me a jump ball over the top. So anytime that it is a jump ball, obviously the main course of action is you want to go get it at its highest point. So when you go catch that ball at its highest point, it's the same thing applies as a regular catch, right? You have to look the ball in. You have to see that ball as like almost that picture frame. The only thing in your line of vision is the football, and you have to go up strong. Those are the main keys. Now, the other thing that a lot of wide receiver coaches don't emphasize at the kind of like the basic level is what happens after that. Because when you go up, even if you can just straight up out jump a DB and the DB is lined up right here, on the way down, that's where the DBs make their money, because they hit the ball out of your hand on the way down. So what you have to do is you almost have to turn your body and put your body between the defender and the ball. Put the ball away quickly, but put your body between the defender and the ball so he cannot hit that on the way down. I can't tell you how many times I've seen wide receivers catch the ball, they go up and high point it, but on the way down, they are holding the ball away from themselves. They're not bringing that ball to the tuck and using their body to shield it. That is when DBs will make a play. So make sure, fellas, when we go up and high point the ball, you rip it away. You take that ball away from the DB quickly, but make sure we use my body to secure the catch. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time, and then we're going to be talking about how you can catch a high pass over the middle. So one of those scarier passes that wide receivers have to do. So this is, again, myself catching this ball over the middle, but the main thing, it's the same idea. High pass, you have to go up and high point it. You have to catch it at its highest point. You have to make sure that we go get that ball. It's got to be a mindset on every single route that you run, especially when the QB kind of misses a little bit, maybe doesn't give you the best ball, and we just kind of have to be a playmaker. So when you catch that ball up top over the middle, obviously we're probably going to be in traffic. So when you are in traffic, what's the biggest threat? Why do you never want to catch a ball that's high over the middle, or why our quarterback's never taught to throw high over the middle? And that is because you'll get flat out killed, right? You could get a helmet to the rib cage. It's like a hospital pass. Maybe he throws it late over the middle. But our number one priority as a wide receiver is putting the ball away. We have to make sure we protect the ball. We catch the ball, that is our ball. We're not getting the ball knocked out of my hands. So when you're catching a high pass, any pass over the middle for that matter, you have to be violent to the tuck. You catch that ball up top, on the way down, you have to be ripping that as quickly as possible to the tuck so no DB can hit you and knock the ball out. And same thing as a jump ball, on the way down, play your hands and knock the ball out. So we have to make sure we catch and we are violent to that tuck. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. Make sure, fellas, we're coming over the middle, high pass, let's be violent to that tuck. Okay, so now we're going to look at this clip here from Stefon Diggs and how you guys can catch a pass when the DB is right on your hip and it is an over-the-shoulder throw. And that's going to come down to having something we call late hands. So let's play this thing full speed. After we talk about this, two fellas are going to talk about how you guys can catch a bullet pass from a QB over the middle, but we'll get to that in a second here with Ja'Marr Chase. So over-the-shoulder pass, big thing when this DB is right on you is you cannot showcase where the ball is too early. Because sometimes, DBs aren't going to be just like looking back and being able to make a play on the ball until we let them know the ball is there. He is playing us, right? So if a wide receiver comes out and he's running and he starts showing his hands as he's reaching out for the ball and he's trying to catch it, and it's like almost its highest point, like we were talking about, but it's over the shoulder. You are letting the DB know exactly where the ball is, and he doesn't even have to turn his head. But if you are late with your hands like Diggs is here, and he shows them at the last second and it just drops into the bucket, DB has no chance, because he has no chance of knowing where the ball is. If the DB is just playing us and we have him by a step, you are open. That should be a throw that the quarterback should be able to hit, but it's on us whether we let the DB know when the ball is coming to get a PBU. So that ball is late. We have to make sure that ball is thrown. We have to make sure we are late. We are late with my hands. We are not letting that DB know where the ball is so I can catch that thing. And again, he doesn't quite look it in all the way, which is why he bobbles it maybe a tad right here. But still, nonetheless, a great catch and a great job showcasing how late hands can help us when a DB is right on my hip with a deep pass. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. Great job with the release by Diggs. Great job not showcasing where that ball is going to be. Be late with those hands, fellas, and watch that ball all the way in. Okay, so now we're going to look at this like post route. Might be a dig route here from Ja'Marr Chase, but this ball is going to be thrown over the middle and it's going to have some heat on it. So pretty much, fellas, when it comes down to a bullet pass, we get a lot of questions about like, hey, a bad pass, like a bad spiral, a ball that doesn't spiral. How do I catch that? And it really comes down to your eyes at the end of the day. But the eyes are not something that you can think about in a live game situation, obviously. So let's play this full speed. So Ja'Marr Chase comes off, takes the inside release, ball is thrown with a lot of heat on it, and it crosses his face. So this is something that a lot of wide receiver coaches, myself included, I get a lot of wide receivers that have dropped passes because they've let this football cross their face and they're like almost catching it on like the back half of their body. Now, when that happens, and a lot of times it happens when that ball's thrown with some heat, like especially on a quick slant, a quick hitch, you got to make sure your eyes see that thing hit your hands. You got to have that split-second moment where it's like a picture frame catch. The only thing, just like the jump ball we talked about in the very beginning of this video, the only thing in your line of vision is that football. Because if we can do that, if we can get to that point consistently, we will not drop a pass, fellas. It's plain and simple how it is. Now, a lot of people, will say, oh, well, you don't have, like every time I talk about this, you get somebody who misreads it and they always go, oh, well, you don't have time to do that. If you look the ball in like that, I'm going to take your head off if I'm a linebacker. And, yeah, it's probably all true. But in a real game, it's an automated habit. That's what people don't understand. People take this stuff wrong. They think that, oh, I'm telling you to think about all this stuff during a game. Football is a very fast game. It's a very fast-paced game. Depending on also what offense you're in, it might even be even faster. You can't be thinking about a million things. It's got to be an automated habit. I guarantee you you guys probably all heard Amon-Ra St. Brown talk about this. He catches 200 footballs a day. That's how you get better at this kind of stuff. You do have 200 perfect reps a day of you watching the ball all the way in like this, taking a picture. What do you think you're going to do in a game? It's repetition, fellas, and that is what we have to emphasize on any kind of pass. Every single pass that is thrown to you, you have to make sure that we are doing this picture frame catch. It's how you could get better at any type of catch. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Chase making this move inside and then finishing by watching that ball hit his hands. Bullet passes, fellas. Make sure we trust my eyes. All right, fellas, really want to thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, leave those in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time.